Good morning, one last time from Florence. It's a late dawn chorus.
Welcome to another episode of Toby's Stupid Vlog.
Because it's very late dawn, it's 10:30. Anyway, we're packing up because we need to get on a train at midday. So making sandwiches and putting things in bags and hitting our head on the rafters. So we're back at the station, ready to go to Venice in, well, the train leaves in 45 minutes. It doesn't arrive for 40 minutes, so here is a wonderful Art Deco Santa Maria Novella in all its glory. There we go, we are leaving Firenze. Next stop, well, next stop for the train is Bologna. Next stop for us is the end of the line, Venezia. So we've just left Padua. Next stop, Venice pretty much. Yep, we're totally here. Incredible. It's just suddenly, you're just there. Get off a train and this hits you. Isn't that amazing? It's hard to get used to this place. The only way to travel. One of the moments. Much more precise than that at the moment. That's likely that way. Come round, you'll see Company and the Dodgers. It's still as amazing and ridiculous as it was before. Mind you, it's been amazing and ridiculous for about 1,000 years, so I don't think it's likely to change anytime soon. And it's, okay, I wonder, this is probably peak season actually for Venice, thinking about it. I don't know. Certainly busy around here. Welcome to our junior suite, no less. It's a beautiful gold room with a, wait for it, there we go, canal view. Gondoling going on there. An equally gondoling station over there. It's good, isn't it? So this is our apartment building. We're on the other side, obviously, overlooking the canal. This is where we are though, here in this square, which there is a hotel and some flats, and that's kind of it. Is this a tailor maybe? Possibly. And this is another little hotel. That's where the gondoliers go past. So we're doing a bit of a wander. We've just come over the Alto Bridge. I've got some more of that because it keeps happening. But this is Venice. I mean, if you can't buy full spot watches in Venice, where can you buy them? Oh, well, on the internet, in Barcelona, in Florence, everywhere else. Will I fit under this? Yes, just. Taking the scenic route back. Mind you, every road's pretty scenic. There's a more scenic route. So we are in, well, we're there. Trattoria Pizza. Don't know where this is. It's a random square. This is the thing about Venice, you can wander around for ages thinking you're going in the right direction, and then you just get to the end of a street and it's just a canal and you're nowhere. But every now and again someone scribbles on the wall San Marco like that, so you know where you're going. St Mark's by night, home of blue pingy things everywhere. Mind you, I feel like we've already got our sort of fill of blue pingy things, to be honest. These guys, now they have laser pointers. It's only a matter of time before the police appear and they disappear. Here is the Campanile. There we go, it's really tall. And this is the Basilica, which is very awesome. I don't know whether you can actually go in the bottom of it now. We couldn't last time because there was a service on. And this is where we're going tomorrow. Clock Tower. Good morning everyone, welcome to the chaos. Look what we've managed to do already. Anarchy. Anyway, we're about to head out off, you know the one, out into there, great blue yonder. And I've left the GoPro going, so this is what the morning in Venice looked like. So this is St Mark's in the morning, Sunday morning, 10 o'clock. Being up the bell tower at this moment would be quite traumatic, I would say. This is the main road that runs down towards the station essentially, and the Jewish ghetto at the other end. It is called the Jewish ghetto, those are not my words. Welcome to the Ghetto Novo, the new ghetto. So this is the old Jewish ghetto. It's still the Jewish part of Venice, and it has multiple synagogues. I think that's one there, and then there's one somewhere hiding in there, what have you. Anyway, we're going to try and go around the museum, but there's a fairly good chance we won't be allowed to film. And that might be the Israeli embassy. So we're just about to go into the museum, got tickets and everything. By the ticket stall, there's a little sign warning you that that restaurant over there is not kosher, and it has not been authorised by the Chief Rabbi of Venice. So, beware, non-kosher. Shocking. But the cafe in the museum is, and there's a bakery that is as well. And I think there's a hotel which has the word kosher in the name, which kind of gives it away. So down there, that's one of the active synagogues, and you can actually see sticking out of the wall the other synagogue. That'll be the pulpit essentially sticking out from the other one. Those are the two active synagogues, they rotate them. This is where we've just been, which is in the old ghetto, which is the newer part. It doesn't make any sense, does it? Anyway, we've done 3 synagogues, and that's probably enough for a Sunday. It's pizza time, or pasta time. Found a nice little spot just off the road. There's no roads here, just off the footpath. The bit that takes you from the ghetto to the Rialto. So we're having outdoor food in the sun because it's awesome. So this is the other bridge over the Grand Canal, further down from Rialto. Now we look out of our window to the right. That's basically where we're looking at that big. I don't know what it is. I presume it's a church. So that's where we just were. Yeah. 2 men that on the bell. We have to come down before they actually hit it, or else people get in trouble. It's the view.
Basilica. It's another warning, 5 minutes warning. It's my warning. You have to go back. Take the last pictures and then please follow this.
Check out the super yacht. Pretty impressive. Bit choppy out there today.
I'm just so in the middle of
Sorry, I was interrupted there by a lack of space on my iPhone. What I was saying is that we were going to head back to St Mark's and pop in, stick a head around the museum because we got free entry with the clock tower. Just quickly have a look. It's nice out there, isn't it? So we've had dinner. We went for a little walk, but we're now walking back because, well, it would be a very long walk if we went the other way. So we're just having a little stroll through the back streets. If you look round the corner here, will you see anything? Possibly not. No, you see an alleyway. So this is where we actually just had dinner. We're now retracing our steps. Restaurant there. This is where we're going. Yep, there's blue pingy things everywhere. They must have a name. There's helicopter thingies. Yeah, I'm not good at this. Anytime you go into a square though, these things. Pretty normal morning, boats and singing. See, this is what they have here instead of X Factor. You just get a job singing Volare on a gondola. If you're very lucky, you get slightly demented Japanese tourists clapping along. Pretty standard Monday morning traffic. It's a nightmare getting around. This is the way you want to travel, although it's not really that good for the waterways, but it's the luxury route. So that's where we've just come from. That's the company in St Mark's Square. The tower on the left is San Giorgio Island. See, it's quite a way away now. We are on the Lido. Here we go. It's the Adriatic. So this is the very edge of Venice, I suppose. This kind of acts as a defensive point for the Venetians for 1,000 years or so. Because you'd have to land on the Lido and then you'd have to get across, which would be quite difficult. So we're back on Main Street, just on a little loop, past some amazing huge hotels that are either closed or permanently closed. It's obviously built much later than the original Venetian Republic, sort of 1800s onwards and whatnot. People on bike tours. The sea's quite warm, all things considered. That's the view back to St Mark's Square. You can see the Doge's Palace and the Campanile. And this is one of the few canals that actually exist on the Lido. Come round, you can see the amazing hyacinth and boatyard. So this is a bit of the Lido that's completely shut off because, can you read that? Contaminated site. It's not clear what it's contaminated with. I think this is where the zombie apocalypse started. And yeah, it definitely looks like a zombie apocalypse, doesn't it? Look at that. What the hell's going on there? We have found an old route master, I think it is. Yeah, isn't that odd? On the coast by the Adriatic. How the hell did it get here? Be a good question. Okay, lunchtime again, which means pizza and pasta. Got quite a nice little setting here. Tell me how this view could get much better. It'd be really hard, I think. We're back on familiar islands rather than beaches. Although where we're going, this looks promising. Into the light. Oh yeah. Let's go down there. From that back out to do a bit more shopping, and this is the sort of level of gondoling that is occurring at the moment. It's kind of a never-ending queue, and they just keep coming. So Calais is a Venetian for street, so this is Tron Street. It's all thoroughly Tronish. There's nothing like Tron whatsoever. I've no idea how they came up with that. Maybe just big fans of the original film. It's a good old Venetian narrow street to get to the Vaporetto. If you consider the buildings on either side are at least 5 stories tall, it does seem astonishing that their front doors are less than a metre from each other as a hotel. Amazing. And then suddenly you come out into this wide open space that is the Grand Canal at the very end. But you wouldn't know it was here if there wasn't a sign. You certainly wouldn't go down that road. This is how we get to dinner. on a boat. Okay, so we are trying to get back towards Rialto. Look at that. That sign there fills me with hope and confidence. Yes, this is the correct way. We've just had something nice to eat for a final night at a little place called Sastera or something. Sastai. Don't know. Anyway, it was really nice. We had steak. And now we're going to try and go back a slightly different way and then get the Vaporetto, the last stretch. It's somewhere in this direction. Made it. That was quite challenging. But nonetheless, look at the Grand Canal. And the boat going the wrong way and everything. It's more than we could have hoped for. Good morning. It is a rubbish day here in Venice, so the rubbish ships have just gone past. Piles, heaps of bin bags on them. This morning it's a little bit hazy, but it's not anywhere near as bad as they said. In fact, it's almost blue in places. We are going over there, that island there in the distance, which is called GUIDECCA. Don't think I'd film this amazing antique stone bath yet. I want one. Maybe not right by the front door, but still. This is a typical Venetian morning. That sound is espresso. Another day, another boat. So we're over on GUIDECCA now, which is the long island to the south of the sort of two main islands, as it were. I mean, technically it's lots of little islands, but you know. Yeah, so this runs the big strip on the bottom. So if you're looking at Venice, the fish shape, this is the wave underneath. And you can see the Campanile in the distance there, in the middle, and then San Giorgio over there. And this island, as you can see, runs all the way around here, towards what used to be the prison at the end, is now the Hilton. Oh, I mentioned it was bin day, didn't I? So this is all part of the Hilton and associated residences. The old prison building. It's quite something. More Hilton. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. And then that's the garden over here. Onto the canal. It's much more peaceful, this island. Much fewer tourists. There's the Carabinieri going around. And if you come around this way, you can see all the way around to the island of San Giorgio there. Back towards the centre. San Marco's just behind there. You can't quite make it out at the moment. You can see the wonky tower though. That's very wonky. So we're back on the main islands again after a walk. And this is the amazing dome and church that you can see from everywhere. It's quite impressive. I should actually look at what the name is. That would be more helpful for you, wouldn't it? Dome church, brilliant. There we go. That's where we are. There we go, so that's where our little apartment was, down there, past the statue. And you can see from here all the way around past St. Mark's. You really haven't seen insanity until you've seen a medieval city like that. Next to a boat like that. Just look how big it is compared to the tower it's going past. Isn't that complete madness? had lunch. We're doing a bit of a wander around this afternoon before we have to go and pick up our bags and get on a boat. Just, you know, more Venetian architecture in its full glory. So we're back on the square that we stayed on last time. In fact, we stayed in that pink building at the end, in various rooms. It's much more lively than it was last time. It was really, really quiet. This hotel was borderline closed when we were here before, and I don't recall there being a little bar on the corner, or a co-op for that matter, but now there is. More random Venetian scenes. I bought myself a hoodie so that I can look like a gondolier here with the stripy top. So that's nice, only with a hood because it's England and it's cold. Right, that building's a bit wonky. We're going to go down here and buy some masks. We're here with the bags, just waiting for the boat to go off to the airport and go home. This is our short stop in Murano before we head up to the airport. It's very, very closed. It's the view from the airport. We are leaving. Here we are at my least favourite airport in the entire world, Gatwick, where we were delayed getting off the plane, and our baggage hasn't appeared yet, even despite that, I should say. But what's going to happen now is we're going to get it. We're going to get the Gatwick Express. We're going to go home. We're going to go to bed, and you will see none of that, and you'll just see bright and perky me in the morning. Hello, welcome back to the United Kingdom. I mean, you haven't technically left, but what you've been looking at has all been very foreign. Anyway, I'm a terrible vlogger in this country, and I apologise. I keep working, and that's really annoying. So I will endeavour to do better tomorrow. I promise. I didn't film anything today, and but it doesn't matter because you've got millions of scenes of boats in Venice, so you'll be fine. Good morning. Guess what time it is? No. There you go. That might not seem that early to you if you have a regular job. It seems very early to me, as you can tell. This is what passes for work on our Thursday morning. This? Yeah.
I was thinking he was doing it still.
I know. Neil's trying to pose. It's really quite sad. Steve's.
That's Steve.
Yeah, Steve, and portraits of Steve behind him.
I did this earlier. Showcasing my head steak for the first time. Did it in crayon.
This is the Higgins Awards show, and you can see everyone's turned up to look at his pictures. But they've evacuated the other side. Genii at work. That's plural for geniuses. It's better than Neil's Madonna interview, that much is true. This is Steve if he was an old washerwoman. Launch. Idiot. So, hello guys. It occurs to me that I didn't actually make mention of April the 8th, which just passed. Today's April the 10th. It was 2 days ago. It was in fact the day we got back, which is probably why it kind of passed me by. But April the 8th is quite an important date to me. It was the date 4 years ago when I started these vlogs, in fact, in Valencia no less. So we're into the 5th year of this, which is slightly bonkers. So it's always been a very, very happy day. And obviously it's a couple of days before my birthday. And in fact, it was 2 weeks before I met Crystal. So it's always been kind of a really important sort of turning point, I've always seen it as. However, this April the 8th was somewhat tinged with sadness, to be honest. Two friends of mine who are sort of the poster children for YouTubers and for sort of living their life on the internet and their whole life, almost from the point they met all the way through their wedding and, you know, various things. And it's been, you know, quite inspirational. It was them who recommended that I visit Valencia that first time, and them who recommended that I started doing a vlog if I wanted to, you know, wanted to record certain things, this was the good way of doing it. Anyway, April the 8th, I found out that they've separated, which is very sad indeed. I mean, I've literally never known them as individuals, and I mean, it's been a long time since either of them were. They've been almost living on top of each other from the moment they met, and they got married a couple of years ago, and it's very, very sad indeed. And it's, you know, particularly poignant when it falls on a date that I kind of, that this whole thing, you know, is rather important to me as well. So that's very sad news, and I wish them both very well. It's very difficult to know, you know, you can't do anything in these situations. But it's, you know, when you know people that well, you kind of feel, it's very selfish, but you feel like you're involved in their breakup, and you're not. You really aren't. It's theirs, but it still does. It hits you. So that was very upsetting. Anyway, moving on to more positive things. Tomorrow is my birthday, which should be a positive thing, but I'm kind of skipping over this one somewhat. It's not a big number particularly, unless you think 34 is particularly large. But I've just been so busy. It's just crept up on me. So we'll see what happens. But the weather's good, and so what more can you ask for?
I'll do the webvid one. Come on.
This is what is going on. This is the work of a renowned idiot. Really, if we're honest.
Oh, what are you doing?
I'm proving that you're an idiot.
Goodbye.